So you may be thinking that spending time building and cultivating positive teacher-student relationships is a nice thing to do. It's even a fun thing to do. But do you know that making that investment to develop these relationships with your students can boost your classroom management and help you manage your students with less stress and less struggle? And in today's video, I am sharing 3 reasons why. Stay tuned. Hi, everybody. Michelle Holliday here. I am a behavior strategist, and I help teachers, districts, and organizations manage their students with less stress and less struggle. And in today's video, we're talking about how building positive teacher-student relationships can help you manage your students better. So let's get started. Reason number 1, students behave better through relationship rather than through a title. I know that in today's society, respect is hard to come by, and there are a lot of reasons for that. But the key thing to know here is holding the title of teacher, principal, administrator, director, even behavior specialist or behavior strategist just doesn't hold as much weight as having a relationship with your students. When students have a consistent, positive, and impactful relationship with you, they are more likely to follow directions, they're more likely to try work that they don't want to try, and they're more likely to engage in the classroom activities. I remember when I was a school-based behavior specialist, there were definitely times when a teacher would ask a student, especially the challenging ones, to do a certain task or activity, and they would not comply. But then when I came into the picture, they would comply. And a lot of people thought, oh, the behavior specialist is here. That must be why that student is following directions. But what some teachers didn't know is that I had built a relationship with that student on the other end, meaning outside of the time when they were in trouble, when they were being written up, when we had to enforce some type of consequence. And so because of that relationship, because of that connection, the student was more likely or more willing to follow my direction. So here's the takeaway from that. Relationship matters even when it comes to managing your classroom and student behaviors. The second reason why you want to invest in positive teacher-student relationships is because it builds trust. If your students don't trust you, if they don't think that you can handle things, they are less likely to follow your lead. So it's really important to build trust when you are developing a positive relationship with your students. The number one way that trust can be built is by being consistent. That means do what you say you're going to do, even if it's inconvenient. So if you say the student's going to earn a certain reward for something, make sure they get that reward. Also, on the other end, if you say the student is going to earn a consequence for something, then make sure they get that consequence. One thing I have learned over the years is that I only say what I can actually control. So I never say to the student, if you don't do A, then you're going to the principal's office, because sometimes that backfires for me. I may call for assistance, but that doesn't mean the student is actually going to go to the principal's office. And trust me, students pay attention to details like that. So if you are going to say it, make sure you can back it up or just don't say it at all. And the third reason why you want to invest in building and cultivating positive teacher-student relationships is because it makes students feel like they are wanted. When students feel like they're wanted, it shifts something in their mindset, and they're more likely to follow the expectations and the rules that are set up in your classroom. When students feel like they're wanted, they're more likely to try things that they feel uncomfortable with, and that means academically or socially. They are just more invested when they feel like someone wants them. One of the strategies I've used to make students feel wanted is that I try to make sure everyone gets a voice at least once a day or once a week, depending on what grade level you're teaching. I ask for their input, their experience, and their opinions when it comes to things that are happening in their life and in our classroom. Now, the time it takes to actually invest in cultivating positive teacher-student relationships is much shorter than you may think. It actually can take minutes a day per student, or it can take minutes a day per group of students. It's more about quality than quantity when it comes to building relationships. And remember, consistency is the key. Even when it comes to my more challenging students, I actually take the time to invest in building some type of relationship. So that means actually doing things on purpose, intentionally to engage with, connect with, or find some common ground with the students. What are your thoughts when it comes to investing time in building and cultivating student relationships? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time.